Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Nancy Ali. Okay, I'm going to be taking you guys on a simple tutorial on how to cut a palazzo trouser or a palazzo pants. This tutorial is beginner friendly, so keep on watching. So I'm going to go up by 1.5 inch. That 1.5 inch is for my band measurement, and so I'm going to rule out my hip line. My hip line is 9.5 inches, and I'm going to come down by my crouch line, guys. My crouch line or crouch depth. So my crouch line is 11 inches. So I'm going to add 4 inches to that 11 inches, making it 15. That is going to serve as my tie line or my lap line. That is going to serve as my tie line. Then I'm going to go ahead and get the full length of my trouser. Okay, the full length of my trouser. Remember that this material is folded into two to get the front part. I'm cutting the front part first before the back part. Okay, so after that we're going to go to our hip line and put our hip circumference. My hip circumference is 11 inches. I'm going to add 1 more inch to that for sewing allowance or stitching allowance. So on my crotch line, I'm going to put my crouch measurement. My crouch measurement is 15. That is, I'm adding extra 3 inches to my hip measurement. So I'm going to go to the waist and put my hip measurement as well there, then rule a straight line. From that straight line, in order to give my waist a befitting fit, I'm going to come from that straight line to my waist measurement, which is 7.75. Then add 1 more inch for stitching allowance. Then I'll connect that to my hip line. Okay, guys, you want to blend perfectly, and trust me, this fabric is so difficult to work with because I think it's chiffon material or something. So I'm going to now connect the curve of my hip line and the crotch. I'm connecting the crotch and the hip together with a curve. Now I'm going to go to my tie line and put my tie circumference. My tie circumference is 14 inches, and I'm going to add extra half inches for sewing allowance. Then I'm going to connect that. So I'm connecting that all the way down to my trouser length. Yes, and I'm going to connect the other part down to my trouser length. Okay, remember to check your measurement because I'm working with a very difficult fabric and it's just moving here and there. So that's why I'm checking and confirming to make sure my material is in safe, measurement. So we're going to go ahead and cut this piece. So starting from the waist, you want to cut all the way down to your curve and down to the hemline or the trouser length. So this was really challenging for me, but guys, remember to like, subscribe, share, and turn on the notification bell for new videos, for you to be notified whenever I post a new video. Trust me, you're gonna love it. Now we are done cutting our beautiful front piece. I'm going to get another fabric that's going to be enough. Like, this fabric is 3 inches away from the actual fabric I use in cutting my front part. Now from the waist, I'm taking 2 inches all the way. I remember that my front piece is like 3 inches far from the beginning of the back piece. So I'm taking 2 inches from at the waist, 2 inches at the hip line, then 2.5 at the crotch line, 2.5 at the crotch line, please. Then from the lap line, 2 inches all the way down to the hem line. That is the full length of the trouser. So you're going to connect all these lines, okay? 2 inches from the waist, 2 inches from the hip line, then 2.5 inch from the crotch line, 2 inches from the lap line or the thigh line, then 2 inches all the way down to the hemline. Guys, this is going to help your trouser fit perfectly at the back. Now listen attentively. At this upper part, I'm going to connect a straight line, then go up by 2 inches. These 2 inches, I'm going to make sure that it's straight. Then from there, I'm going to connect this. I'm going to take my waist measurement in a slanty way, guys, in a slanty way. Remember, my waist measurement is 7.5 plus 1 inch. Then I'm going to rule that slant measurement and connect it to my hip. Forgive me for using ruler. I'm supposed to use freehand on this tutorial, but this fabric keeps on moving here and there, so I try to control it with this ruler. So guys, take your waist measurement, then connect it to the hip in a slanty way, okay? Then after this, you are good to go. Go ahead and cut your fabric. Trust me, your trouser is done. If you want to put a dart on this trouser, I don't want a dart, I just want a simple and beautiful trouser. So if you want a dart, you can add 1 inch to your waist measurement, okay? You can add 1 inch to your waist measurement. That will be for your dart. So I've gone ahead to cut this beautiful piece. Guys, this trouser is going to look amazing after we are done sewing it. But just take a look at this cutting. It's looking pretty as well. The back waist is higher than the front waist. Why? Because this is going to take cover of your buttock or your back whenever you sit down, okay? This is so that when you sit down, your undies will not show and all of that. So guys, look at our sweet palazzo. This is our sweet palazzo. This is the front and this is the back piece. Now I'm going to use the remaining. Can you even imagine that I'm using 3 yards of fabric for these things, guys? Now I'm going to use this remaining fabric to cut a simple crop top. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to manage it as so I'm going to fold the 2 places together. That is the length area together. I fold it in, so you see the closing, you see the opening into 4. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my measurements. Now this crop top is not going to have a sewing area at the shoulder. The shoulder is just going to like cut together kind of clothes. Now I'm going to come down by my under bust measurement. I'm coming down my under bust measurement, which is 13 inches. That is just the main measurement you need for this dress, 13 inches. Then I'm going to connect those dots, okay? Remember that our material is going here and there, so we need a ruler to work it out. So I'm going to connect that as so. After connecting this, then I'm going to take my bust measurement. My bust measurement is 9.5 inches. I'm going to add 2 inches sewing allowance. Then that's our length. Our length is 20. This crop top is supposed to be like 22 for me, but I'm taking it 20 because that's just what the fabric is giving me. I don't have extra fabric, so I'm going to go there and add 1 more inch to whatever my bust measurement is. My bust measurement is 9.5, but I'm putting 10.5 down there plus 2 inches, which is making it 12.5. So the full length is using 1 inch to be more than the underbust length. Now I'm going to make a slant straight line from that joint and come down by ½ inches and connect. Guys, let's cut this material. This material is already getting me angry already, so let's cut it together. Our crop top is ready to be served. So you want to cut that slant there and give it a beautiful curve. Guys, forgive this material. This material is, I think, is from somewhere in Nigeria. So I'm going to cut that out. Okay, guys, look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. I had to trim off some weed that I saw that needed to go out. I had to trim it out. Like, I can't even believe that this is even possible for this, 3 yards. I can do this. So now I'm going to go for the neckline. The neck, I'm using 3.5 inch for the neck width and 2 inches for the back neck line. Sorry for my camera. And 2 inches for my back neckline. I'm going to connect with my free end. Then I'm going to cut that out. Guys, I'm using 3.5 for my front neck depth. 3.5. And now I'm going to turn the clothes upside down, that is the other way, so that I can cut the front measurements. Okay, so after arranging that, I'm going to go ahead and cut the front neckline. So guys, after cutting the front neckline, our kimono crop top is ready to go. Thank you for watching. Bye.